the mace, the strongest and deadliest weapon in all of Minecraft, capable of one-shotting a warden from high enough in the air. But does this mace hold anything in comparison to Minecraft's new item, the spear? In this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the spear and trying to figure out if the spear is better PvP-wise or if the mace is better PvP-wise. If you guys like this video and want more videos like this, please hit that like button and the subscribe button. And let's get on with it. Alright guys, so the first thing that you guys have to know about this Minecraft spear is that this hits longer than a sword. Obviously, it does ranged attack damage. You can't throw it like you would a trident, but instead, by right-clicking it, you hold it out. So it looks kind of like this, and if you hold it out for too long, it starts shaking. If you hold it out for too long as well, after it starts shaking, it'll drop down towards the ground. This is something that you've probably already seen videos of. So instead of that boring stuff, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to use this for good PvP mechanics. Because, let's be honest, this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to be using during PvP. And I'm going to show you guys the best way to become a PvP legend with a spear. First things first, there are two enchantments that you can put on a spear. Sharpness and lunge. My guess is that there's going to be a few more. I actually have no idea how many enchantments that Minecraft's going to add. Once again, this is a snapshot. Anything can change. Everything can possibly change about this spear, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to. However, I really like this spear. You can obviously get a netherite spear by crafting one with a smithing template, or you can just craft one spear, a stone spear, a copper spear, an iron spear, a gold spear, a diamond spear. It's very that simple. Now, I'm not here to tell you guys about that. I'm here to show you what this can do for PvP. Now, let's go into survival. And as you guys will see, this guy wants to come at me. So instead of using my sword and kind of just critting him out like a normal person would, I would rather instead use this spear. Now, I can hit him from a lot farther with my spear than I would my sword. I can't hit him with my sword right now, but I can hit him with my spear. Can't hit him here. Oh, can't hit him here, but I can hit him here. This is going to be very useful for a lot of different PvP mechanics, especially like comboing. If you take a... Maybe I should grab it first. Me being dumb, I realize I'm non-creative. Anyway, so let me go over to this cherry tree. I'll mine down a cherry tree real quick. Make a quick crafting table. Make a few sticks. Plop down that crafting table. And make a fishing rod looking thing, also known as a spear. Now, with the spear, you cannot break anything because you're jabbing. Kind of same way you would with the sword in creative mode. However, with the sword, you can obviously break this. With a spear, because your attack is a lunge, it doesn't work. But the best thing about this wooden spear is that you have reduced cooldown. So if I'm here, I can combo this pillager by very far away. But if I go for this netherite spear, you'll notice that I have a lot more cooldown. So I can go here, but I have to wait in order to hit him. So let me just do that. Alright, so I gave myself some golden apples because I'm just trying to demonstrate stuff. The thing with this wooden spear is it's going to have a lot less cooldown than this netherite one, making this a lot better for combos. However, this netherite spear is going to do more damage, which is okay, but if you're like sharpness, you're going to be wanting to do combos like this.
Wait, what? How is that possible? Stop comboing me.
Because, I mean, be honest, nobody's going to touch you. I have like 1,500 arrows in my back because this guy could only shoot me. But if I'm like here, and I want to slap this guy with my sword, I obviously can't. But if I want to slap him with this spear, I very much can. But we're only talking about one aspect. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, is that you can't really do crits. Crits with a spear don't work. You can obviously crit with a sword, and you obviously kill him. However, if you use a spear, you don't hit a crit. You hit a knockback. And even when I'm really, really close, I cannot hit him. If I'm really close, I can hit him with my sword because it's a short-ranged attack. But if I'm here, I cannot hit him with my spear. I have to be back farther in order to hit him with my spear, or else, obviously, it goes right through. That's where the sword comes in. Now that we've gotten this useless thing out of our way, we can move on. Not only, actually, I will need this. Not only can we put enchantments on this netherite spear, such as sharpness, in this snapshot, you can actually put on any enchantment that you want. So if I were to take Frostwalker, which we all know are for boots. Oh, I just put it away. So if we take Frostwalker and we put it on an anvil, the funny part about this snapshot is that you can put this on anything. However, don't get your hopes up. Even though you can put Frostwalker 2 on a spear, it's not actually going to do Frostwalker. However, if I grab another spear and I put sharpness on it, this will do more damage. So I have a sharp 5 sword and a sharp 5 spear. So let me set down this pillager and I can 2-shot. With the spear, cooldown stun. Oh, I got too close. I can 3-shot. Which is honestly okay, but if you're trying to just do more damage, I would highly recommend the sword. The sword is still going to be the key element in like 90 to 95% of the PvP. However, because this netherite spear has sharpness, we can also use something called a lunge. This lunge, I don't know why I broke this anvil. Where is it? I actually have no idea where it is. Lunge 3. What lunge does, when partnered with a netherite spear, is when you fire, you lunge forward. It's literally exactly what the name is. So if you jump and lunge, you basically riptide yourself. Kind of like how you would a trident in water. This can be very useful, however, you burn so much hunger when doing this. And it's not really a fun time because I mean you kind of you lunge through, but it's not really gonna do anything. I can still 2-tap this guy, and the only thing that this does is lunge me through. It doesn't do any extra damage, and it doesn't really do anything except kind of catch people off with the element of surprise. Because this only catches people on the element of surprise, it can be useful, but I mean it's not groundbreaking. It's not game changing. So instead, we're going to be using our right click. This is a jab. Once again, as I talked about earlier, my staff can go it can go down depending on how long I'm holding it for. This means that it does reduce damage and reduce knockback. However, I have to be sprinting at him in order to do any damage. If I'm just kind of walking at this guy and I hold it out, this spear doesn't do any damage. It doesn't matter how far away I am. If I'm walking towards somebody, I will not do as much damage. So I can be walking toward this guy. It's a little weird. Even if I get my spear a little lower and walk towards this guy, it's not really going to do damage. You can do damage sometimes. From what I'm understanding is, I was sprinting right there. From what I'm understanding is if you're walking towards them, you can't really do damage. I think that the times that I've gotten a damage hit on them have been bugs. I could be wrong, or he's just moving into me. The cool thing about this spear, though, is that the damage that you do is also dependent on their speed, which we are going to talk about later. Speed is a big aspect of this. that once again will be covered later. But because I have this lunge, I do kind of like this lunge. I like this, like, I like the idea. I'm kind of vibing with the idea. However, it doesn't really do anything. The best part about this is if I can see this guy coming from a mile away, I can just run and lunge at him. Even though I'm not doing any damage, this lunge, I mean, it boosts around. It's kind of cool. I feel like Naruto. Because, like, he can't hurt me. Oh, yeah, I'm in creative. But definitely one of the best things about this lunge enchantment is that you can just kind of, like, circle them. It's pretty fun. I won't lie. Minecraft kind of cooked. It is pretty fun. Even though that this spear doesn't do as much damage as a sword, you can still lunge with it. I enjoy it. Be sure to sprint while you're doing it. You'll go a lot farther, and be sure to keep your hunger bar up so you can lunge a lot longer. So while I'm doing this lunge enchantment, you guys can see that my hunger bar depletes so quickly. Holy Sigma. And then once you're down to 2 hunger bars, you can't lunge anymore until you eat. Now, we have talked about the left click of the spear. This is only 1/2 of the spear mechanics. You guys will see that I'm wearing an elytra right now. That is because not only does this spear do some nice lunge damage, does more range damage, but, big but, this spear, when paired with kinetic energy, aka speed, it does so much damage, even more than you can get with a wind charge and a mace. Because of this makes it so much better. And I'm going to show you guys. So if I slap down this pillager and I try to fly away, you'll notice I have to switch to another hotbar slot. If you try to fly away, you're going to actually enable the right click. And it's not going to work. So let me lure this guy over here a little bit. Come to me. I'm waiting for you. So you fly away, and you start to pick up speed. When you come back, you switch to your spear, and as you can see, I one-tap him, which is more than my sword just did. And because this is so much better than the mace, I don't have to switch back to my netherite chestplate. If I'm trying to go for a mace hit, and I try to fly away, actually, hold on, you don't usually... But
a few moments later.
the best thing about this is that the spear went... Okay, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by dying. Usually, in order to mace, you have to wind charge and kind of glide your way toward your opponent. Because this guy's moving like crazy, let me go back a little ways, and I'm going to wind charge up and glide towards. Now, in order to do this, and this is a quick mace tip, you switch mid-air between your elytra and your chest plate, and you switch quickly to your mace and slap them with your mace. You don't necessarily have to breach swap, which is kind of... Oh, do I have wind burst? Yeah, I have wind burst. What you'd like to do, you fly up and you glide over towards them. Okay, so I'm actually going to do it this way. You fly up, you glide over, you swap, and you smack them with your mace. And although that didn't finish the job, but either you got fall damage, that's still basically what you do for mace. If I wanted to breach swap, I would have one-tapped him. However, the problem with this mechanic is that, I mean, it kind of sucks. Because instead of just like jumping onto them and just breach swapping, which you can actually salvage yourself by throwing a wind charge directly at your feet, kind of like pearl swapping. You actually, from distance, you actually have to. So here, let me get away. You actually have to and just smack him with your mace. And so even though he dies to fall damage, it's still. I mean, you gotta swap, and then you gotta change your mace, and if you want to do extra damage, you gotta breach swap, and then bada bing, bada boom. And I'm not gonna show you guys how to breach swap in this video, but that's basically basic mace mechanics, and we don't like that. It's just simply too hard. So what we do is we have our netherite spear, and this netherite spear, aside from lunging, is very easy. Oh, I need to swap that. It's very easy. We just fly away. We change to our spear. We hold right click, and you one tap them. And that's all that you have to do. That is it. The way that this netherite spear is set up, as you guys have probably heard from a lot of other people, is that the amount of damage that's done from this pointing thing, what's it called? Charges from charging your spear, is based on how fast you're going or your opponent comes to you. I'll go over that more in a second. The amount of speed that you're going affects the damage of your spear. So if I'm to slap down this pillager egg on me, and I kind of just run at it, sprint and say Kamehameha, I mean it's gonna do some damage, but like it's not really doing it. It still takes 3 hits, which is basically the same thing as me just smacking it. And we don't want that because we want maximum ability of damage. And so what we do instead is let me slap down the pillager. And we fly away. This allows us to get so much speed that we just one tap it. And notice, I hardly even did anything at range. This is such a far away attack. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to do it kind of easier. So when I'm here, you guys obviously know that when I'm very close, I don't hit people with my spear. But when I fly away and hold it out for a little bit longer, then it does damage. If I get close to my opponent, so this being my NPC, and I kind of just try to time it, it's not going to work. Let me just go away, because this guy's being hard. Ow.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You know what, buddy? Oh, he just sniped me. Holy sniper. What I want you guys to do is hold out this spear far away. And then when you go to him, that's when you actually do the damage. So if I fly away, I'm not going to only use my spear when I get close to him. I'm going to hold this and then hit him. That's going to be a lot more useful for you guys. I've seen a couple of videos where they're trying to figure out how to use the spear, and they try to time it with using the spear and hitting their opponent, kind of like how they do a mace. However, because this is so much different than a mace, we actually have to use different mechanics. Because of these different mechanics, this makes it so much better than this mace. I really like what Mojang is doing. You guys will notice that I have a little 4x4 here. And I'm going to make a little itty bitty pond. This is not because I like agriculture. This is because I have a Riptide Trident. You guys can probably see where I'm going with this. This Riptide Trident, paired with an Elytra, makes so much speed that I'm flying into the stratosphere. And I mean, honestly, if I had to choose, I would rather use the Elytra. However, I mean, if you guys are just trying to get like a quick burst of speed, I wonder if I can actually hit this pillager. I actually have no idea if I'm going to be able to hit this pillager. Now, something that people are going to use to probably gain speed is a horse. That's what we kind of saw in the Minecraft Live preview. and even the Nautilus. People are going to be using this for a lot of really, really cool things, and I'm excited to see what people are going to do with this. However, this is not going to be for any PvP thing. I can't see anybody using a horse and a spear in any PvP scenario. And before I finish wrapping things up and giving you guys my overall thoughts on this spear, I'd like to show you guys one more thing. And I'm obviously using villagers because nobody likes villagers. And I'm going to fly away. Notice, I'm able to hit multiple of these villagers in just one hold of my spear. One charge of my spear is all it takes. And I smack all of these guys, as many guys as I want. So we fly away, and when we come back, we can get low, and we plow through an entire family. Basically an entire family of villagers. And while that may sound cruel, villagers are just straight up annoying. They never give me my mending. So, yeah, that's what I thought. You better run. So who better to use as an example than these big-nosed idiots? Maybe harsh, but be honest. It's true. While I have all these villagers out, I might as well describe the very last thing that I want to show you guys. And that is called, I'm going to name it, re-elytring. This is copyright eternal. And that is elytring in, holding your spear. Oh, I got stopped by my anvil. That is absolutely insane. So let me try that again. That's flying away, coming back in, holding your spear, and re-elytring away without hitting the ground. This is, I hear a lot of people calling this mosquito PvP, and it's actually kind of stuck, because this is really mosquito PvP. We hold down, and then we just fly away. And if you're not able to hit, that's fine. I have no idea why I didn't hit there. But I hit, and I just fly away. That's honestly my favorite part about this spear, is just being able to fly away, come back, knock out an entire civilization, and then just fly away again. And it may sound super weird, but I can just smack two of these villagers upside the head and just fly away again. And it just like nothing ever happened. And it's super fun, and something that everybody should kind of get to be good at, because you just kind of, and because the aim with this is so simple, so easy, and I'm able to hit, it's really, really good. If you guys can like try to play with this spear, the mechanics is just so good. It's so easy to aim with. It's much easier than the mace, but also like more enjoyable at the same time. I don't know where this zombie came from, but it's just so much fun. I would highly recommend you guys doing this, kind of just playing around. If you guys want to play mods with friends, I would highly recommend that. It's so much fun. Kind of just wiping out everybody, just kind of coming in. We can see Main Pair doing this. If anybody knows who Main Pair is, y'all should subscribe to him. Huge shout out. I expect a shout out back, Mr. Main Pair. Of him kind of just playing around with the spear with some of the members of Lifesteal, and I won't lie, kind of absolutely decimating, because this spear is that powerful, and because nobody knows how to counter yet. That's really, really perfect. And now, since I'm out of rocket launcher ammo and my elytra is dead, that means that this is almost the end of the video. Now, my honest thoughts about the spear. This is a great item. I would really recommend you guys using it. I enjoy this a lot more than the mace, because the mace kind of relies on downward force. The spear, you're kind of able to get the speed of a downward force. It's obviously not going to do as much damage as the mace, just specifically of downward force. But because you can elytra into somebody with this spear, I think that that is a great mechanic and it's gonna be great for PvP. Now, the downsides. This I'm not set on the left click aspect. I like the fact that it is tiered so that you can use like a wooden spear with like Unbreaking 3 and kind of just set up with combos. At the same time, you're not going to be doing any damage, so it's kind of a moot point. And it breaks so much faster, so you kind of have to do Unbreaking 3. But what I was saying, what I meant by that, is that the lunge and the left click, I don't know. I don't really like how the lunge kind of takes away so much hunger, especially since it's lunge 3. And I mean, you're not like, yeah, you're kind of lunging towards them, but the spear doesn't do any damage lunging towards somebody. It doesn't do any damage when you're actually just trying to hit them from 2 blocks away or from like 5 blocks away. It it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Damage.
Damage!
And so because of that, just using an elytra or even the Riptide Trident that I was talking about earlier, it just makes it so much better. So in very long-winded conclusion, use the elytra with your spear. Netherite spear, unless you're like sharpness trying to do combos and everything.
Wait, what?
Netherite spear. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoy this, if you guys enjoy these educational content series type thing, please leave a like, please leave a comment saying that you like the spear or that you don't like the spear, and I'll be happy to do this with some more things. So with that guys, peace.